Hey guys, so welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be on this makeup look right here. It was actually inspired by, I can't remember her Instagram name, so give me one second. Laura Padilla. It's this makeup look right here. I absolutely love how I recreated her look, then just keep on watching.
Okay, so we are going to start off with priming our eyelids with a skin-toned eyeshadow base, and I'm just using a Real Techniques buffing brush. And just a side note, I did my eyebrows off camera with the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer, and I absolutely love it. I think it's a little bit more my color because my hair is a little darker now. And we're going to set that eyeshadow base with Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder, and I'm using a Morphe E30 to do that. What this is just laying down the foundation for our eyeshadows. So the first color we're going to use is Creme Brulee by Makeup Geek, and I'm using a Morphe E23 brush, and we're just laying that into the crease color as our first transition color. The second color we're going to use is going to be Frappe by Makeup Geek, and I'm just going to layer that directly on top of Creme Brulee in the crease just to give it a little bit more dimension. And I'm still using a Morphe E23 brush to do this. So windshield wiper motions, a little bit of circular motions just to make sure they blend and mesh together really well. The next color I'm going to use is Desert Sands by Makeup Geek. It's a little mustardy color, and I'm just going to help build the intensity a little bit more. And I am layering this sort of on the bottom side of the crease color, but not completely on the lid. And I'm using a Morphe 231 brush to achieve that. I'm sorry, it's a Luxie 205 brush. And I'm using a Luxie 231 brush to layer on any black eyeshadow right on the outer V. We're going to help build a nice gradient effect with the green eyeshadow that we're going to use. So this is just the black base, and then we're going to add another green black based color from the BH Cosmetics palette, and I'm really sorry, this is limited edition. I didn't realize that. So there's that green, dark green black color, and we're going to layer that on top of the black eyeshadow that we just used. And we're going to use a BH Cosmetics blending brush to make sure there's no sharp lines and everything is nice and seamless and gradient. So here's the star of the show, the 24-Hour Infallible Shadow by L'Oreal in the color Golden Emerald. I'm using a flat shader brush, that's the Morphe M204 brush, and I'm just packing this onto the lid, not to go too far into the crease. Mainly focusing it right on top of the lid. I'm using swiping motions as well as patting motions, and I do add a little bit of MAC Fix Plus just to give the color a little bit more brightness and shine. And what I do is I dip my brush into the color and then I spray my brush with MAC Fix Plus, and it just helps it bring out the brightness of the color. So you also want to blend your crease again just to make sure everything is nice and gradient. Here I'm using Kat Von D's tattoo liner in the color Trooper, and I'm not gonna lie, I was struggling big time with this wing eyeliner, so I ended up having to go off camera to finish it because it just wasn't cooperating with me today. And the lashes we're going to use today are going to be Koko Lashes in the style Goddess. They're one of my favorite styles. And to prime our face today, we're going to use the Nivea Men's Post Shave Balm. I've used this a couple of times already. I really put it to the test by wearing it for an 8-hour workday, and it actually made my makeup last very long, so I'm definitely liking it. And for foundation, we're going to use my Ride or Die Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I generally use about 2.5 pumps for a very nice full coverage. Today I just opted with 1.5, one being all over the majority of my face and the half pump for my forehead. So it's definitely a buildable foundation for sure, and it just looks so nice after it like sets on your skin. And for concealer today, we're going to use the Maybelline Fit Me concealers in the color medium and in the color sand. Medium is going to be our concealing shade and sand is going to be our highlighting shade. And I'm just kind of doing almost a triangle effect to make sure the natural lighting hits my face and everything is complementary. And I'm going to just do right under my eyes, the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow, a little bit on the chin, and a little bit on my forehead in between my eyebrows. And blend this out with a beauty blender. And I love the way this looks because after you start to blend it out all the way, you know, underneath your eye to your hairline, it just gives you this nice lifted look to your eyes and everything just looks nice and fresh. And I'm gonna actually bake my under eyes with the RCMA No Color Powder. I probably let this sit on my face for about a solid 10 minutes, and what this is gonna do is it's just gonna set your makeup under your eyes in place. And I'm gonna wipe it off with a Real Techniques Duo Fiber face brush, and what I do with that extra powder that I have, I just kind of quickly swipe it all over my face so that it's also setting the remainder of my face. And we're gonna not highlight, we're going to contour with the color Sculpt from the NYX highlight and contour palette, and I'm using a Morphe E3 brush, and I'm kind of being a little bit messy, not really precise, because we're going to clean that up later. So you want to get, you know, the hollows of your cheeks. If you want to highlight and contour, well, if you want to contour your temples, I like to do it, and then I also like to bring it a little bit on the top of my hairline, on my forehead, and on my jawline, just so that everything is kind of blending together and I'm not just having sharp contours. And going back into that NYX highlight and contour palette, I'm using a Luxie 231 brush, and I am actually going to contour my nose. I'm sorry, that's a Luxie 213 brush. It just gives you this illusion that your nose is a lot slimmer than you really want it to be. If you don't want to contour your nose, you don't have to. It's completely optional. And we're going to use the same palette in the colors Tan and Toffee to bronze up our entire face. And I'm using a Morphe M527 brush just to pull this entire look in. So here I'm using the RCMA No Color Powder to just sharpen up that contour line like I said I would. And basically what this is going to do is it's going to make a sharp line for your contour, but it's also going to clean up everything else that it's hiding. And I do also bake my smile lines because I do find that my makeup around my smile lines tends to break up more, so baking it will help it last longer. I'm using Luminoso for a blush today, and I'm applying that with a Morphe E4 brush. I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit in That Glow, and I'm using the color Bubbly to highlight the temples and above my eyebrows, the bridge of my nose, and obviously the tops of my cheeks, and a little bit on my cupid's bow and my chin. And that was the color Creme Brulee, our transition shade, and I'm just gonna layer this on our lower lash line with a Crown C47 brush. And I'm also gonna use the color Frappe, and I'm gonna layer that right on top of the Creme Brulee color. And then going back into that BH Cosmetics palette to get that green brown, I mean not green brown, green black color, I'm only going to put this on the outer corners of our lower lash line, just so that it kind of blends in with our eyeshadow on top. And I'm using a Morphe E24 brush to do that. I did go off camera here in a second to do my waterline. So I just like to use a black eyeliner for my waterline. That's just my preference. And then you're also going to want to wipe away all the excess powder from sharpening up your contour. And we're going to highlight the inner corners of our eyes with Makeup Geek's Shimma Shimma, and I'm also going to highlight my brow bone with that. For the lips, we are going to use Jouer Cosmetics Creme Brulee and the color Pamplemousse. Those are like French names, I guess, in her collection. So Creme Brulee is kind of a peachy nude, and Pamplemousse is a shimmery peachy golden color. So I like to layer that on top of Creme Brulee, just to give it a little bit more zhuzh. Okay, and then we're just going to set our face with Max Fix Plus to just blend and melt everything together, and that is it.
Okay guys, well that completes today's makeup tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed me recreating this beautiful green eye. So yeah, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and leave me some love in the comment sections down below. Bye!